The traveler arrived at a new stage of his journey, only to encounter a fear he did not expect. It was a fear that only appeared once his own self-worth began to grow. For years, he operated on a quiet assumption. Social acceptance required becoming an impressive, successful, and invulnerable figure, someone who always had it together. So, without realizing it, he constructed a carefully edited version of himself for the outside world. He designed this polished persona specifically to hide any trace of uncertainty and project unshakable strength. At first, the strategy worked exactly as intended. The people around him responded well. They respected him, and the external validation poured in. Revealing only the most lovable parts of yourself is a highly effective way to secure admiration. The problem is, you end up standing on a psychological foundation made entirely of performance. This created a paradox. As that polished mask gained more acceptance from the outside world, his internal sense of self started to fade. The more they liked the performance, the more invisible he felt. The mask was actively suppressing a haunting question. If these people knew the real person, with all the flaws, mistakes, and struggles, would they still stay? This geometric model illustrates the mechanics of that isolation. At the center is the small inner node, the core self. Every time he minimized a genuine feeling or pretended to be confident while uncertain, he added another layer to that expanding, thick outer ring. While that protective outer shell successfully keeps out the threat of rejection, watch what happens to incoming attempts at connection. They strike the outer shell and stop. The barrier leaves a widening, empty void between the external world and the isolated core self. Being universally admired for a curated performance is the opposite of being truly known. The void created by the mask eventually became impossible to ignore. The traveler saw that the very armor protecting him was also the only thing keeping him alone. To find the connection he wanted, he would have to systematically dismantle it. The first actions in this process were microscopic, like admitting uncertainty, telling someone, "I'm struggling," abandoning the rehearsed script to share an honest feeling. It felt like standing in a hostile environment without any protective layers. Every time he dropped the act, he braced for immediate rejection. But human behavior took an unexpected turn. Instead of fleeing from his flaws, the people who actually cared about him moved closer. Authentic humanity acts as a magnet. When you show up without the armor, you naturally invite the exact same honesty from the people around you. Unmasking is not universally rewarded. Some individuals simply did not understand his openness, and not everyone responded with kindness. Yet, dealing with that occasional rejection was a sharp contrast to his old, exhausting objective, trying to force absolutely everyone to like him. The utility of authenticity is not to secure universal approval, it is to achieve psychological freedom. There is a heavy, constant burden in trying to earn love through an endless performance. Dropping the act allows you the sheer lightness of simply existing. Real human connection cannot even begin until the performance of perfection comes to an end. Slowly, the traveler experienced a shift. The deep-seated fear that his inherent imperfections made him unworthy of love began to dissolve. He looked around and realized a simple truth. Every single person he admired or loved also carried deep uncertainties and visible flaws. Perfection was never the requirement for belonging. Shared humanity is the only metric that matters. The focus of his interactions shifted. He stopped asking, "How can I be liked?" and started asking, "How can I be honest?" This new way of living is infinitely more sustainable. Instead of demanding a lifetime of flawless performance, it only requires brief moments of courage. Connection cannot be earned through perfection, and you do not need to hide your humanity to deserve love. The people who are truly meant to be in your life can only know you if you give them the opportunity by actually being visible. The goal isn't to make everyone understand or approve of you. Remember the trade-off. The mask that protects you from rejection will simultaneously starve you of connection. There is a specific kind of courage required to step out from behind the curtain. It is the simple, difficult act of dropping the performance and allowing yourself to be seen exactly as you are.